What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are having a wonderful day. We are chatting today all about the biggest weight loss mistakes that I see as a nutrition coach. So being a nutrition coach, you see and you hear everybody's really cute and adorable stories about things that they've done to try and lose weight. And to be honest with you guys, it's a lot easier than you think it's gonna be. So today, I am gonna go over with you guys some of the biggest mistakes that I see when people try and lose weight and how it can backfire on them. So we're just gonna roll right into it. If you guys are already liking the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you are new, and let's get this party started. So first things first, why are weight loss mistakes so common? So one of the first reasons why weight loss mistakes are so common is social media. We are constantly inundated with false information from people who are not certified to give out weight loss information. So if you're trying to lose weight and you're trying to do it without the help of a coach, I would suggest checking out some peer-reviewed articles on how to properly lose weight, checking out some really high quality information on social media from doctors and registered dietitians, real certified fitness and nutrition coaches. Okay, if you're getting weight loss advice from a fitness influencer, I guarantee you 99% of it is gonna be fluffy because they want you to click on their post, they want you to like their post, and they want you to save their post, so they're gonna share whatever they need to share in order to get your like and your save. So that is one of the biggest reasons that weight loss mistakes are so common. Second reason is that we're still using a lot of outdated weight loss information. Even in some of my Kines textbooks, we're using these textbooks from like the 1970s, and weight loss has come so far since then, and research has come so far since then, to the point where like, what even is a low-fat diet? Nobody needs to be following that. And in the 70s, 80s, that was super popular. And there's still some people to this day that are following things like the Atkins diet, the low-carb diet, the low-fat diet, low-calorie diets. People still think that smoking is a good way to lose weight. So we're also being inundated with a lot of outdated nutrition information. So unfortunately, that is why weight loss mistakes are so common these days. We just don't have the right information. So today's video, I'm going to give you some real information. I've done a lot of research in this topic, and it's one of the things that I'm super passionate about because I myself have made a lot of mistakes when it came to my idea of losing weight, even though I technically didn't really need to. I've definitely done a lot of these really stupid things, and they've definitely caused a lot of harm to my body in terms of actually having a positive influence on my body composition. All right, we're gonna hop into it here with mistake number one, and that is using weight as your only metric to weight loss and body recomposition. So it's actually really interesting why we even call getting healthier weight loss, because it's not always about your weight loss. Sometimes your weight can actually stay exactly the same, but you're building muscle and you're losing fat. And people can get so wrapped up in the number on the scale. I will have people weigh themselves for me before they start with some of my coaching, just because it's a good baseline to kind of see how your progress is going. Because yes, if you are in a calorie deficit, yes, you are gonna get smaller, yes, you are gonna weigh less, but it's not the end all be all when it comes to your results and your progress and actually looking good, which is what most people wanna see. Weighing yourself frequently every single day is definitely a great way to measure your progress, but it's also been linked with body dysmorphia and more negative emotions towards your body. This study right here was done showing that people who frequently weigh themselves actually have less body satisfaction because they're constantly quantifying their body and their self-worth on the number on the scale. A really good way that I like to monitor people's progress, not just with body weight, but is with progress photos and with how you're physically feeling. If your pants feel a little bit looser, you're probably stepping in the right direction in terms of your weight loss. If you're looking in the mirror and you can see a little more definition in your shoulder, a little more definition in your abs, and maybe your legs are kind of showing off a little more, you're probably on the right path to weight loss and body recomposition. And if your body is recomposing, so you're losing fat and you're building muscle, like I said before, your weight probably isn't going to change very much. I weigh exactly the same as I did at the start of my prep, but I've actually put on a lot of muscle and I've lost quite a bit of fat. So my body weight has maybe fluctuated like a pound or two, but in terms of actual like visually how my body looks, I look leaner and I look smaller because muscle actually takes up like a third of the space than fat does. So even if you weigh the same, you're actually gonna look smaller if you have more muscle because it's denser. So another reason why weighing yourself is not a very accurate way to quantify your weight loss, and it can actually be detrimental to your progress, is that females, our weight will actually fluctuate with our menstrual cycle. So this study done here was comparing women during their menstrual cycle and followed them through a bunch of different cycles. And a lot of women actually did report that their weight increased before their menstrual cycle came. I definitely know I can gain 2 up to sometimes 5 pounds before my period. And when you think about it, your endometrial lining is at its thickest point right before your period, and you're also holding on to a lot of water. And during your period, a lot of that's gonna sweat out. Not sweat out, it's gonna come out, right? So you're bleeding, you're peeing a lot. And after your period, you should feel lighter because you've taken off all of that thickening of your endometrial lining that's been building up over the past month, and it's shed. So obviously you're gonna weigh a little more and you're gonna weigh a little less after your period because you just lost like liquid. Like there was something in your body that removed itself. It's like after you poop, you weigh less because you're getting rid of stuff in your body, right? It's like if you chopped off your arm, you would weigh less, right? So for females, it's also not very helpful. Like during my prep, again, like I weigh myself just as to quantify and like make sure that I'm on track. But around my period, I'll see like I've gained 2 pounds and I don't stress about it because I track my cycle and I know exactly when that weight gain starts. And that can actually be a really great way for you to kind of mitigate the negative feelings around weight gain, is if you see your weight fluctuate all of a sudden by 2 or 5 pounds, track your cycle, and guaranteed most of the time, either you ate a lot of salt the day before or you're about to hit your period. So again, women, we don't need to weigh ourselves all the time, okay? Our bodies are constantly changing, and even for men, like if you didn't have a good poop the day before, or you drank a lot of water, had a lot of salt, or had a lot of carbs, you're gonna weigh more the next day. Doesn't mean that you actually physically gained fat, it's probably you just need to like flush out some of that water. So instead of weighing yourself, I suggest taking progress photos and measuring your body fat if that's something that's not a trigger for you, and also just assessing how you're feeling, like how your clothes fit, how you look in the mirror, how overall you're feeling. Sometimes as you start to lose weight, you actually feel like you have more energy because you're lighter and you're taking care of yourself. So weight loss to me is a side effect of taking care of yourself. So if you're looking in the mirror and you see your skin is clearing up and that you're looking a little bit tighter, you're probably losing weight and you're probably in the right direction. And if you have a good coach, they won't make you weigh yourself. They'll make you take progress photos. They'll look at the progress photos with you, and they'll show you over time how your body changes. So weighing yourself every single day, big mistake when it comes to trying to lose weight in a sustainable way. Okay, mistake number 2. This one is like probably the biggest problem I have with most people, and it's overeating at night because you restricted your food too much during the day. So undereating at night has actually been correlated with people who eat small or no breakfast at all, because you're not giving your body that proper fuel right when you've woken up. If you think about it, you've been asleep for 8 hours, let's hope you've been asleep for 8 hours, and you've gone maybe 10, 12, 14, 16 hours without food. You should be hungry. But if you've overeaten the night before, you're obviously not going to be hungry in the morning because you gave yourself like 3,000 calories before you went to sleep. So you are going to wake up, not be hungry, not eat breakfast, and the cycle is going to repeat itself again. So how can we avoid this? Start your day with eating a high protein meal. Okay, I don't generally share numbers when it comes to my nutrition, but when it comes to this, hopefully this will inspire you. I eat 60 grams of protein for my very first meal of the day, and it regulates my hunger all through the day to at nighttime, I have my dinner, I have my little mug cake, and I finish eating usually around 5:30. I don't eat the next day until 6 a.m. and from 5:30 until 9 p.m. when I go to bed, I am not hungry at all because I started my day filling myself up with quality nutrients. Okay, protein is the most satiating macronutrients, and if you get as much of that in as you can in the first half of your day, you're gonna satiate yourself, you're gonna get ahead of your hunger, and that way throughout the day your hunger is regulated, that you can have, medium-sized meals and then go to sleep not being hungry, not having cravings, not wanting to binge on sugar. Your body craves sugar or craves energy-dense foods when it's low on energy. So if you're tired after work, you haven't eaten properly during the day, you're in the perfect position to sit down and eat an entire tub of ice cream because your body knows that's an energy-dense food, and it is so depleted on energy from every single end of the candle that tub of ice cream is gonna make your body feel so good, and it knows that tub of ice cream that's 700 calories is gonna give you a ton more energy than maybe eating a chicken breast and some broccoli and some sweet potato. So the key to stopping this binging at night and this overeating at night is to evenly space out your meals for the day. Focus on a balanced plate every time you're eating. When I start coaching my nutrition clients, we don't even touch calories and macronutrients until I've gotten you to eat 3 meals, 1 snack in the day, and evenly space it out. Because most people are gonna say, oh, I intermittent fast, blah, 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 blah. No. I want you to first, before you do anything fancy, actually properly feed yourself 3 times a day. Actually properly hit your protein targets. Actually regulate your blood sugar through the day. Then we're gonna get into any fancy shit you wanna do, right? Calorie cycling, carb cycling, intermittent fasting, whatever the hell it is, okay? So evenly space out your meals for the day. Try and hit that 60 gram of protein right when you wake up in the morning. Get it from some eggs, some protein powder, some bacon, some sausages, whatever you can get, okay? Even if you're on the go, put 2 scoops of protein into some oatmeal, top it with some berries and a tablespoon of peanut butter, and you're on your way, right? You can get those 16 grams of protein so easily. And yes, I'm gonna shamelessly plug my protein powder here, but that to me, first thing in the morning, is the most convenient way to get protein in. A lot of people are rushing first thing in the morning. Okay, if you don't want to cook a big breakfast, you don't feel like you're hungry first thing in the morning, put 2 scoops of protein powder in some almond milk, shake it up and drink it. If that's all you can stomach first thing in the morning, I guarantee you it's gonna help regulate your hunger and your hormones for the rest of the day. So, mistake number 2, restricting your calories too much in the day, binging at night, leads to you actually being in a caloric surplus, not a deficit that you need to lose weight, and then hinders your weight loss. Okay, mistake number 3 is not mediating your other lifestyle factors besides your fitness and nutrition when you're trying to lose weight. And if you guys listen to the Glow Body podcast, you will hear an episode all about holistic coaching, which hopefully you guys will check out. I have the link down below to our podcast. And I talk about my coaching style and how I will not only ask people how many workouts did you do this week and what did a full day of eating look like, but I'll also ask people, how stressed were you? How happy were you? How anxious were you this week? What did you do this week? What could we improve on this week? What are all the other lifestyle factor things going on? And a lot of times people's number one thing that's going to hold them back from achieving the body of their dreams is stress. We are under so much stress all the time right now, whether it be looking at your phone and looking at social media all the time, whether it be family problems, relationship problems, work problems, COVID, watching the news. There is so much stress. We're overloaded with stress right now. And stress is like, oh my God, when it comes to weight loss and appetite regulation, it is like a doozy, okay? It's actually, there are so many studies. When I was researching this, the amount of studies that came up that were titled "Stress Links with Obesity and Increased Adipose Tissue in Your Stomach" was crazy. Okay, we could spend a whole video talking about that, but I'm going to try and condense it here. So this study here was showing that increased chronic stress has been shown with an increase in adipose tissue in your stomach and obesity, because when we eat these, what are they called? Like tongue-tingling foods, like, you know, high carb, high fat, low protein foods, it actually triggers a part in our brain, the feel-good chemicals. And when we're stressed and we're anxious and we're sad, we'll do anything to get that hit of, you know, dopamine, or that hit of just that feel good. And for a lot of people, yeah, it might be eating a Twix bar, and it might be eating a bag of Lay's potato chips, or going to McDonald's and getting a hamburger, because those are the things that just stimulate your brain and make you feel good. And at the end of the day, it's gonna make you feel good, and then afterwards, your hormones are gonna be all out of whack. You're not gonna be full. Your hunger is gonna be even more dysregulated from the glucose spikes. And you're putting poor quality food in your body, which is then gonna turn into poor quality cells that are gonna make up your body. So if you've eaten these low quality, high energy dense foods before, your body is gonna remember that that was a food that increased dopamine in your body. And these, you know, really yummy tasting foods, these super satiating, you know, hits of flavor, your body is going to associate those with your increased mood and your increased dopamine. So when you see a lot of people who struggle with stress eating, it's because they have this emotional attachment to those specific foods, because they remember that those foods actually made their brains feel alive and made them feel happy. It's like how people get addicted to gambling or get addicted to alcohol. It's because they're looking for that dopamine response, and that one thing is going to help. And if you can't get that from anywhere else, your brain is automatically going to want to go to what it knows is going to give it that response. And in terms of weight loss and emotional eating around stress, when you're stressed and all of your feel-good hormones are down here, the first thing you're going to remember when it comes to increasing your happy hormones is, oh, I remember last week when I went to the gas station and I got an Aero bar, and I sat in my car and I ate that, and it made me feel so happy and good while I was eating it, because it set off all the taste signals in my mouth, and it was, you know, a high energy dense food that was low in macronutrients, like, or micronutrients. It's just gonna happen. Your brain is gonna remember it, and it's gonna be this ongoing cycle. So how can we prevent this? Well, if you remember mistake number 2 about restricting your food during the day and overeating at night, you can do this by mitigating your hunger signals through the day through having, you know, evenly spaced out meals that have high amounts of protein, high amounts of fiber, and some healthy fats, and a little bit of carbs in them to keep your blood sugar regulated and keep yourself feeling satiated and full through the day. So that's one of the first reasons you can mitigate stress eating. The second way you can do it is to mitigate your stress. Go for a walk, take a break, take a deep breath, go hang out with someone that you love and someone that makes you happy. Like, I was having a terrible day yesterday. I was working on YouTube videos. I was, you know, working on Instagram videos. I was trying to figure out how to launch my podcast, and nothing was working, and I was having a terrible day. And then in the evening, my boyfriend came over. We went to the mall, and we had, you know, 45 minutes of just hanging out with each other and buying shoes and earphones. And I wasn't thinking about work. I wasn't thinking about Glow Body. I wasn't thinking about my personal training. I wasn't thinking about anything. And I woke up this morning feeling so refreshed and so much better because I took a break. And that's something that I feel like people really look down on. It's, you know, the grind, the hustle, you know, mentality and lifestyle. But if you're constantly hustling, then how are you ever going to enjoy the fruits of your labor if you don't take a break? You know, like going yesterday to Sport Check and buying a pair of running shoes, knowing that I worked really hard for the money that I used to pay for those shoes, makes you feel really good, and it actually recharges you to want to go back to work and work harder for yourself, as opposed to just having this stressed out, mellow state of just being all the time and constantly go, 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 because that's not sustainable. And then in the long term, it's going to hinder your health, not just in a weight gain perspective, but in a mental perspective, in a physical perspective, like sleeping, all of it. So mitigate your stress, eat quality food through the day, and just breathe. All right, mistake number 4, cutting out big food groups or cutting your calories way too low. Just cutting things up. It's a negative. It's a no. Okay, when I posted that poll on Instagram and I asked people, what's your biggest issue when it comes to weight loss? Everybody said diet, cutting calories, cutting out carbs, reducing my sugar. And you don't have to do that. You know, yes, there is the law of, you know, thermogenics that you need to be, you know, calories in, calories out, whatever that law is. It's not coming to my head right now. But yes, you do need to be in a calorie deficit to lose weight. That is how it works. But if you're in a calorie deficit and you're low carb and you're, you know, vegan and you're paleo all at the same time, yes, maybe you're gonna lose weight, but the second you get off of that, you're gonna gain it all back. And there is tons of evidence for this. Okay, when the keto diet was a hot thing, I guarantee you, most of the people who were on keto when keto became a thing, stopped going on keto, started eating carbs again, gained most of that weight back, if not more. And it's because it's not sustainable. If that's not what your body's meant to do, your body's gonna rebel against you. Again, going back to the prep for this show, like I cut out maybe 200 calories to be in a deficit, and I increased my cardio a little bit. And I haven't fallen off track once, and it's been 16 weeks. So yeah, just pat myself on the back for that one. And but the reason is because I make it sustainable. I make it something I know I could follow for 16 weeks, okay? Unless you're trying to lose weight for like tomorrow, which I'm sorry to break it to you, weight loss is slow and you gotta start early, okay? If you have a beach vacation you're trying to lose weight for in September, you should be starting right now if you're trying to lose weight, because I'm gonna guarantee you, if you want that sustained weight loss, you gotta start early if you wanna stay on track and do it in a sustainable way. Because here's the thing with weight loss is in the media, it's become this quick fix. It's become this weight loss in, 30 days. I'm gonna get you shredded abs in 12 days, which is like, just don't even get me started on that, okay? And it's not that. If you want to be at a healthy body weight, it needs to be sustainable, and it's gonna be a long road to get there if you want to do it in a way where that weight is gonna stay off. So let's say, September 14th, I'm going to Mexico and I have this weight loss goal and I want to feel more confident in my skin. I'm gonna start right now. I'm gonna add in a 30-minute walk every day, and I'm gonna take out, let's say, half a cup of rice from my day. I'm gonna ride that out until I start to see things plateau. Okay, we're gonna make a little change. I may be going to add a little bit more cardio in, up my protein, reduce my carbs a little bit. Okay, ride that out. Let's see how that's going. Okay, maybe you're plateauing again. Let's reduce those calories a little bit more. Maybe we'll take down your fat a little bit. We'll kind of see where we're at from there. Maybe increase your movement intensity a little bit. We won't increase the time, we'll increase the intensity. Let's get a weighted vest on you when you're going on that walk. Let's walk a little bit faster, Let's keep the food quality really, really high, because the higher your food quality and the more complex it is for your body to break down, like protein, your body's gonna actually burn more calories breaking down that food than it is going to absorb. You gotta focus on that sustainable weight loss, and cutting your calories by like 1,000 is gonna just make you really hungry. Maybe for the first few days, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm on this diet and I'm feeling so good and I can do this. And by day 3, you're starving, you're miserable, you're tired, you're cranky, you don't want anyone to talk to you. And then in a week, you're in the cookie jar eating the entire thing. What would probably be better for you is if you, like I said, cut down half a cup of rice, let's say added 30 minutes of cardio in, and once a week had a cookie or a piece of pie or a piece of pizza or something that filled that, little treat void that you're maybe wanting to fill. And that's how you are gonna find that sustainable weight loss, because, really dramatic cutting of food groups and calories is just gonna end up in more weight gain, if not 0 weight loss. So, no. All right, you guys, here we are with the final mistake. Mistake number 5 is focusing on calories only and not food quality. So, theoretically, if we look at the calories in, calories out way of weight loss, it's great, but it only is gonna work unless your food quality is good first. So like I said previously, when it comes to my clients, I will always put them on a food quality diet plan or meal plan before I will dial in their calories and how much they should be eating. I tell people eat this much carbs, this much protein, this much veggies at each meal. Do it when you're hungry. Move on. Then from there, we'll adjust and see, do we need to take it down a little bit? Do we need to add more food? Because if your quality isn't there first, you're gonna be hungry all the time, even if you're in just a slight deficit, because you're not getting the micronutrients your body needs. And yes, macronutrients are important, but if you don't get those micronutrients, you are in for a whole host of other issues with your body. Like if you're low on selenium, or if you're low on magnesium or vitamin D or iron, like there's so many things, and eating a calorie deficit diet of strictly like chicken nuggets and fries, I guarantee you ain't getting selenium from that, okay? You're not getting enough vitamin A, you're not getting enough vitamin D. I actually don't think you're probably getting any vitamin A. I would like to know how much you're getting, maybe like a little bit from the potato, if those are even real potatoes, we don't know. But if you're not focusing on the quality, you're not gonna feel healthy weight loss. You might lose weight, but you're not gonna feel healthy. And if you came to my YouTube channel, you are probably focused on health as well. So, focusing on the quality of your nutrition first, which is why I know, here I go shamelessly plugging myself again, it's really good to work with a coach. When you first start, even if you work with a coach for like 2 weeks, just to help get your food quality there, then your weight loss is gonna come because you're gonna feel more satiated, you're gonna wanna eat less. Blah, 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 blah. I've been going on and on this whole video about eating quality foods spaced out evenly through the day and feeling satiated. That's all you need to do, you guys, okay? Oh, it just irks me. It irks me when you see all these little, fit teas and my diet hack for this and drink lemon water and you'll lose weight. Honestly, guys, it's so freaking simple. Eat quality food through the day. Don't eat too much of it. Okay, make sure you're hitting your protein intake. Don't weigh yourself like a crazy person, and just live a healthy lifestyle. And I guarantee you, your body is I'm guaranteeing you a lot of things in this video, you guys, okay? That your body is gonna find its set point where it's at a healthy body weight, you feel confident, you look good, and you're glowing. And that's what is important. So with that, I am going to wrap up the video here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure you give it a like, subscribe to my channel if you are new, and I will see you guys in the next one.
Put your arms around me, put your faith in me, put your love